Welcome to the CBR briefing, your concise, clear-eyed snapshot of what matters most in Caribbean business, economics, and public policy. I am Joseph Cox. At the recently concluded 49th meeting of the CARICOM Conference of Heads of Government in Jamaica, it was announced that as at October 1st, 2025, 4 CARICOM member states, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, will be effecting full free movement. This has been posited as an incremental success story. Indeed, CARICOM proclaims the right of free movement, yet in practice it is delivered through selective permissions, procedural barriers, and political hesitation. Free in theory, selective in practice, and most troubling of all, exclusionary by design. Nowhere is this contradiction more stark than in the ongoing exclusion of Haiti, a full member state of the Caribbean community since 2002. More than 20 years later, Haitian citizens still do not enjoy the right to live and work freely across CARICOM. Notwithstanding current challenges, there is no administrative framework, no dedicated timeline, and frankly, no political urgency to correct this. This isn't a case of technical delay. It's a structural omission, one that exposes a deeper problem. Caribbean integration has become comfortable with symbolism over substance. Recent announcements about expanding the list of approved skill categories seem to signal progress. But let's be clear, these expansions are in effect a distraction. They offer more rights to the already included while maintaining silence on the systematically excluded. This approach repackages inertia as advancement while masking the core issue of structural inequality. Instead, the bloc continues to build an architecture that preserves borders under the guise of tearing them down. What else could explain the 5 to 7 year exemption granted to Ghana in deference to their local content legislation? And behind this inertia lies something more corrosive: xenophobia. This has created a two-tiered CARICOM, one for the mobile, credentialed, and welcome, another for the marginalized, especially Haitians who remained effectively stateless within their own community. What we are witnessing is a region more comfortable with the performance of integration than its practice. If you want proof that full free movement is possible in the Caribbean, look no further than the OECS. Their integration isn't aspirational, it's operational. Under the revised Treaty of Basseterre, OECS citizens enjoy the unfettered right to live, work, establish businesses, and access public services across member states without the need for skill certificates or labor market tests. This is integration in practice, functioning, tested, and quietly transformative. Yet here's a contradiction. The OECS countries are also members of CARICOM. That means citizens of Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines enjoy full rights within each other's borders, but not across CARICOM, despite the CSME purporting to guarantee the same. No skill certificate, no red tape. This is where the most favored nation principle becomes relevant. Under Article 8 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, member states agreed not to accord treatment to third parties that is more favorable than that accorded to other CARICOM members. The implication is clear. If OECS member states grant full free movement to each other, those privileges should, by logic and treaty, extend to all CARICOM nationals. Yet in practice, this is not the case. The full rights exercised within the OECS remain confined to a sub-regional bloc, not extended to CARICOM as a whole. This creates a layered regionalism where geography, not citizenship, determines freedom. It's an internal border within the borderless vision. This contradiction further weakens the legitimacy of CARICOM's integration agenda. It reveals that full mobility is not only possible, but already exists. What's missing is the political courage to extend that model outward, especially towards states like Haiti. So while CARICOM expands its list of skills categories in pursuit of incremental movement, the OECS quietly demonstrates that complete open migration is administratively feasible, socially manageable, and economically beneficial. The question then becomes, if the OECS can do it, why can't CARICOM? The answer increasingly is not capacity, it's choice. And as long as that choice excludes the poorest and the most historically marginalized, the CARICOM project remains incomplete by intention and not by accident. A truly integrated Caribbean cannot be built on policy choreography that rewards compliance while concealing discrimination. Nor can we advance regionalism by entrenching categories that serve to stratify, not unify, our citizens. Until CARICOM is willing to confront this truth and the discriminatory logic that sustains it, the dream of a true single market and economy will remain just that, a dream. Regionalism without equity is not integration, it's regional elitism. And the longer we ignore this truth, the further we drift from the founding promise of CARICOM that we are one Caribbean, one people moving forward together.